Ladies and gentlemen, the World Cup is over. The final goal, notice how I didn't say multiple, the final goal
Yes.
has been scored. And unfortunately, this isn't a script. This isn't a story. This isn't Cody Rhodes going back to his second WrestleMania.
To finish his story.
No, this isn't that. As much as Spain put bulletin board material up there, they just went out and they did what I thought they were going to do.
Hmm.
They got it done. I'm the mouth of the South, John Schiavone. That's the beast of the East, Jonathan Perriente. This is downtown sports. This is where sports come home. And to wrap up this World Cup coverage, we're going to bring in the man that's been guiding us through this tour de globe,
Hmm.
this unbelievable football tournament that has graced our country now that all of these people have left. All the excitement has gone home.
Mm.
All of the photo bombing has finished.
Now the stadiums get their old
Matt O
names back.
Boyle.
Yep.
Now, Snoopy Park goes back to being MetLife Stadium.
Yes. And all the
It
other
gets back
stadiums that
his
were used.
Astro. It gets back its AstroTurf immediately after fresh grass was already on it. They could have just left it that way. No,
Yeah, there
they
were
had
there were
to
complaints
destroy
about
it.
that. There were complaints about that.
Yeah,
Should have been kept.
and yeah, and here to cover all of that, Matt O Boyle, um, former host of the New Yorker Sports Rant, former host of my Sports Express, my mentor and soccer expert of downtown sports.
Yeah. It was
What did you
really.
think of that game?
Yes.
What did you think of that uh, Spain performance? The fact that it had to go to extra time, and the fact that hell, Spain almost had it before extra time too. Argentina seemed to be on the back foot all game long.
I think one of the first things we should do is remove the title of soccer expert because I was absolutely terrible at my predictions during this World Cup. I was awful. Like,
Terrible. Could have gone either way.
No,
Spain, Argentina.
no,
You like
no,
both teams' chances.
no.
okay. At that point, you're getting mad at predicting. At that point, bro,
no.
you're getting mad at predicting
Here's
at a
here's
5 year
here,
old for predicting a coin flip wrong.
here's the thing. Argentina was not even a part of this match until after the 90th minute. I mean, literally, we're not. Emi Martinez stood on his head. Okay, fair enough. They were terrible. They were awful. They were filthy. They were dirty. After the match, you saw some of the behavior.
Skirmishes. Yep, a lot of skirmish after it.
Yeah,
And FIFA's
uh,
investigating this now, and this drew FIFA's attention.
absolutely. And I will say this: if you're going to take a second yellow to get a red, Enzo Fernandez got his money's worth.
I mean, all he did was basically like the bison that ran over that old guy at Yellowstone. He just flung him into the
Exactly.
air in midair and
Yeah.
helicoptered him to the ground.
Oh, that's
He
great.
first of all, he that had happened all season at Chelsea, by the way. If you had
Okay.
if you watched them really, Chelsea had I want to say at least nine red cards during the Premier League season. It may have been 10, and I
Hmm.
think Enzo Fernandez probably had like two or three at the very least. He got his money's worth on that second yellow. He literally blew up the guy from Spain. blew him up. Like, I'm like, well, he got his money's worth. Like, I don't even know what else to say. If you're gonna do it, like, it's like one of those things. Like, I'm gonna get arrested tonight. Well, let me make sure I get arrested for the right reasons. Punch somebody right in the jaw. That is,
That was Pau Kubarsi, by the way.
yeah. He blew that. He blew that poor guy up, man. That kid spinned more than a helicopter blade. Like it was. I'm like, that is just insane. Like, God bless him. I'm like, I hope that kid's fine. But like Enzo Fernandez, I'm like, and then he is trying to plead his case. Now I will say one thing though. Not that it would have changed anything because it wouldn't have.
Mhm.
But Mark Cucurella
Oh,
uh,
Cucurella, yes.
from Spain did something that uh, Miguel Almiron from what is it? I forget where he's from. He got a red card for
Yeah.
covering his mouth
Well, yeah,
while saying,
that was a new rule that that
"Yeah,
FIFA introduced into the
that
tournament
gave
this year.
Cucurella did that, and that was on camera.
And he didn't get a card for it, did he?
Nothing. Nope. Nothing. Zero. I'm not saying that it would have changed anything. I don't think it would have. But
Well, if it did, it was going to be 10 on 10.
yeah,
And
that
Spain
yeah.
would have been, and Spain had no cards the entire match against Argentina.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not going to blame it
No.
like on that. Spain was significantly better. Yeah, without any Martinez being great, Spain would have scored 4 or 5 goals
It was
easily.
very surprising to see Argentina basically looking like an amateur team.
They were terrible. They
We
were
saw
awful.
Spain
They
did
were.
this against Mbappe, and they
Mhm.
did it against Messi. They've done it to
Both.
pretty much every team they've played throughout the cup. They made the team's
Yeah,
top scorers look like amateurs.
yeah. They were. Listen, they were the better side by a mile.
Mm.
Wasn't even close.
Mm.
Wasn't even close. You and I had talked offline.
Yes, we did.
I was like, this was miserable. You're like, wait,
It's
I'm
really
like,
like crazy how quickly all this happened because going into the
no,
tournament, France was running the table, beating everybody. We thought, oh, France is winning this 100%.
it
And then
was,
France ends up losing the third place game,
I
and they
know,
finish fourth in the tournament.
but the funny thing about that was that match was insane. And I remember saying to a friend of mine in a group text, I'm like, we'll never be lucky enough for the finals to be like that. Like,
Hmm.
we have no chance. Now, we were lucky in 2022. We got a great final between Argentina and France.
Yes.
Like, that final was
Yes.
brilliant.
Hmm.
This was not that. This was
Well, I mean,
This was
sometimes you're
all
going to get that. Look, the fact that it only was 1-0 for the whole game, for 120
but
minutes, is
but
pretty
this
amazing.
no, but the score line, you're not wrong. I agree with you there. But the difference was at no point in time did Argentina even look
No.
like they were in the
Yeah.
like
It felt
challenge.
one-sided. It felt one-sided.
Like
Yeah.
the only way they were going to win was if a miracle happened.
Or if it went to penalty kicks.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm saying in regular time or extra time. But
Spain might as well have just worn best in the world shirts out on the pitch and just ran around. Like
Well,
I,
that's
I
kind of the
don't
crazy thing about it. Spain didn't have to do anything flashy. They didn't have to do anything,
no, you're right.
crazy. They played a
God,
simple, down the middle, regular game of soccer. That's
they
what they
were
did.
they were not great in the group stage. They were solid enough to get themselves to where they were, but they weren't like unbelievably entertaining or
Oh,
anything. No, they
sometimes
just
you don't have to be. Sometimes you just don't have to be.
you know what they were. You and I hate to sound how old I am because I'm a dinosaur. In '86, when the Giants won the Super Bowl,
Hmm.
Mhm.
Bill Belichick was like, "Let them run the football." Like, we're not gonna let them throw. Like, let them run the football. Thurman Thomas doesn't have basically he didn't have like the legs in him to do this for 60 minutes, right? With Spain against Argentina, they were like, just take Messi out of the equation.
Yeah.
Just take him out of the equation. Make
And
everybody
look,
else do all the work.
That was pretty much Argentina's run through the tournament was mainly Messi having to kind of
Yeah.
carry the team, and everybody else kind of just stood and watched.
He either scored goals or he created goals.
Yeah,
One or
and
the
now
other.
he did
One,
assists, and then he did assist on the goals in
absolutely.
the
Yeah.
semifinals to get them to this stage.
Either score goals or create goals.
Mm.
And
you
Spain's
know,
like, nope, that ain't gonna happen.
you said take soccer expert off, but every time one of these teams gets eliminated, Argentina included, every one of their weaknesses just comes out. And you even said this isn't the Argentina we're used to seeing. That wasn't the Brazil side we're used to seeing. Hell, you even said this isn't the type of Spain side we're used to seeing. We're used to seeing a Spain side that'll go out there, score 2 or 3 goals while giving up like only 0 or 1 goal. But this is a Spain team that'll look more like a traditional Ghana like team.
Yeah.
We saw all of these things during this World Cup. It was the only thing I think that, in all honesty, that all of us ended up really getting wrong at this point was the overall winner of the overall tournament. It was just at the end of it all when I was watching and seeing Spain play, I was just like, wait a minute. No, like I just don't see how many teams scores on them
Mm.
when all they do is just collapse to the ball.
Mm.
They just collapse to the ball, and there's no way to pass out of it. There's no way you could get help to the
Yeah.
players. There's no way you could get people around, plan out an attack. There was no way Messi could be field general because you had like 2 or 3 people making sure that he wasn't even able to make calls to anybody.
Well,
Like that's how blocked off Messi was.
This is what Spain does. I'm reading their play style here. Suffocating high pressing, surgical attacking interchanges, and a disciplined defensive shape. They play an attacking formation using a 4-3-3. And then when pushing forward, they morph it into a 2-3-5.
Yeah, and their midfield is ridiculous.
Because Rodri is, as the captain, makes all that possible.
He's not even what he used to be because he had a bad ACL injury. But Pedri is ridiculous. I mean, he's spectacular.
I could tell
Gavi,
you a story. I could tell you a story of a coworker of mine
yeah,
was at a camp in New Jersey. I'm literally, I'm not even kidding when I say this. It was called the Incarnation Camp in Deep River, Connecticut. And there was a soccer group that came in. This was about like 16 years ago or so. That was when the World Cup was being held in 2010. And a young kid came down to learn English. People were amazed by his soccer ability. At 13, 14, he was playing soccer at an incredible pace at a young age. And then he sees him in the World Cup 16 years later. Rodri.
yeah.
My coworker was a counselor for Rodri at Incarnation 16 years ago.
He's still great, but even like now, like if you remember, like he won the Ballon d'Or. That's the best player in Europe.
Mm.
Before he blew out his knee. I remember, I think it was against Arsenal, if I remember correctly.
Arsenal, wow.
Yeah, he was playing for Man City, and they were covering a corner. He jumped, he landed, his knee blew out underneath him. He had just come back from like a mild knee injury, but it wasn't a torn ACL, but he blew his ACL. He was brilliant. I mean, he still is, but like, he's not even quite the player he was. He's still great though. I mean, he's still phenomenal because the thing about players like Rodri are it's not just their physicality. It's their ability to read the pitch, and he's tremendous, man.
Yeah.
But Pedri is the one. All right. Now that we're done with the World Cup, if somebody said to me, like, you get to take one player to Liverpool from the World Cup team, I'm taking Pedri.
And he's only 23 years old. That's the
That's
crazy thing about it.
that's why I'm taking him.
And he's
I
already regarded as one of the best midfielders in the world for just 23 years old. It's amazing.
would take Rodri as well. I would never complain, but no, I would take Pedri, of course.
The future of Spain
You know
looks
what?
tremendous. And you have
You know
Lamine
what?
Yamal as well.
Oh
You know
well,
what
no,
I would do?
he's never coming.
Um,
He's never coming to England. Not
Yeah.
not to Liverpool. Maybe to Arsenal. Maybe to Manchester United. He's never coming to Liverpool. That's
you know what
not.
I would do with the captain of Spain? Maybe since he's later in his career, maybe convince him to go to a team like the Red Bulls. Maybe
Oh no, he's Rodri is still a part of Manchester City.
no, I understand. I'm just saying maybe later in his career, maybe that's his next move.
Well, me,
Oh
me and
no,
Matt had this. Me and Matt kind of had this little conversation a few days ago in regards to just this. And yeah, usually players kind of like what I've noticed, at least for the star players, the big scorers. Thierry Henry, Messi, perfect examples of this. They joined MLS at the later portion of their career after to make
he's
that
not.
last little bit of money.
He's not a scorer. He's a guy that he's an intangibles guy. Like you're not gonna look at his numbers and be like, "Oh wow." No, it's a thing you watch him. It's you know what it's like. It's like watching great defensive players in baseball or great defensive players in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Where you're like, okay, there's no numbers there, but we know how good they are. Rodgers not going to put up big numbers. Like he'd be better off just staying with Manchester City for the remainder of his contract, and then after that, go to like Saudi Arabia. If there's money in MLS, that's fine. But like, he's not like Messi or Mo Salah or Thomas Mueller or Robert Lewandowski or any of the guys that have gone from top clubs in Europe. Like because he doesn't put up numbers like that. Like Lewandowski was considered to have a bad year, like 35 goals or 40 goals,
Mm-hmm.
like for Barcelona as they won the league. Like
Mm-hmm.
Rodgers not going to put up those numbers. That's just not going to happen. Like that's just because they're different players. Like the people that are going to draw big numbers in terms of salary and in terms of like jersey sales and all that sort of thing is always going to be goal scorers.
Mm-hmm.
It's never going to be a guy that is like the grunt guy, like the middle linebacker. Like, oh wow, he had like 249 tackles this season. It's like, all right, what does that mean? Yeah, it means a lot to like us that watch the sport. It means nothing to people who don't pay attention. That's just how it works. Unfortunately, I'm not saying like it's a good thing. I'm just saying no. Listen. If I had to guess, he'll end up in either Saudi Arabia or somewhere else. But no, it won't be. It won't be in MLS. MLS does pay a lot, though. By the way.
Yep. So look, and I have no problem with players maybe taking that little money and kind of putting it like like how we kind of do this in a lot of jobs. We pad our pensions, like in for the city. When you work for the city, you work for the state. You'll make that little extra overtime. You're going to pad that pension to really have that money to spend. Hey, if you're going to get that house down south or wherever.
Yeah,
That's pretty much that's in a way what the MLS does is kind of now for these players that have played internationally overseas. That
yeah.
last stepping stone for them to kind of ride
But
off into the sunset.
they want stars, though. They want this Zlatan Ibrahimovic They want the Robert Lewandowski, Luis Suarez, Lionel Messi. They want like guys who score goals. Like when you talk about like a destroyer, which Rodri was, and I mean that like in the best possible way, but he doesn't score goals though.
Hmm.
Like he's better off just staying in Spain or going to like the Middle East. He'll never get paid in the MLS. He just won't. And he's a wonderful player, by the way. Like I listen, as a Liverpool supporter, I hate acknowledging that he's
Yeah.
brilliant, brilliant, but he's not gonna put up. Liverpool's captain was Jordan Henderson. Jordan
Hmm.
Henderson went to Saudi Arabia. Never got paid $1, by the way. I don't know if you ever heard this story.
Hmm.
Um, Rodri is a similar type of player.
Mm.
Destroyer, tackle guys, defend, create for your attackers. You're never going to get the glory. That's Rodri.
Well,
And he's been brilliant, but I don't see him getting a huge contract.
all right.
I don't know.
If he's content with it,
You
if
would
he,
think that would translate though here, in a
No,
way, because
it doesn't, Johnny. It doesn't.
I know it's sad. I'm just saying, like, you think it would though, considering like the way people claim to be here, like in the sports that we like America, we love hockey, we love football,
basketball,
we love
yeah.
hard basketball, we we long for the days of the '90s NBA and hard
Well,
fouls and hard hits and stuff like that. You think we'd
Well,
be all about a player that's like
okay.
tackling players on the
I'll-
pitch and getting stuff done.
who, 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 when you go, I know, forget about like, I know this is like me being showing my age. Derek, Derek Harper, Charles Oakley, Patrick Ewing.
yeah.
Mm.
Now, who is the most important on that team? That
I
never
would have
won it.
said we
That
would have
never
said
won.
Ewing. Well, we would have said Ewing, but
Oh,
Oakley was the true enforcer. Oakley was the actual
And
enforcer of that team.
nobody messed with Derek Harper.
Yeah.
Derek Harper terrified people on the other side
I
of the
thought more Oakley did that more than Harper, to be very honest with
was
you. I thought that was more
yeah,
Oakley.
Derek Harper was a lot smaller, but still scared the heck out of people. Like Derek Harper, I've heard stories from friends of mine that worked the MSG beat. Derek Harper was terrifying, right? Now, the point is, it's not about. Look, I love Patrick Ewing more than almost anybody in history. I still call him Coach Ewing from Georgetown, and I hope he gets another job again. I love Patrick Ewing.
Hmm.
Derek Harper and Charles Oakley. I have a Charles Oakley story I can't tell you over uh,
Hmm.
a podcast
Yeah,
because it's fairly inappropriate.
that's fine.
No, but anyway, what I'm saying is like the
I'll poke that story out of you one day on the show.
Well, the
One
crazy
no,
day
part
it'll
is
happen.
Harper, as great as he was never selected to an All-Star game. It's
I'll tell you right
incredible.
now. I'll tell you right now. I don't care. What's the
I
difference?
know,
So
but still, All-Star game. You really people know who you are. They see you. They're like, wow.
not. I forget what year it was in the '90s. There was the NBA All Star Game at Madison Square Garden.
Mm.
Okay.
I think it was '95 or '96. I
Yep.
forget. Doesn't matter. There was a club that was being the security was guys from the men and women from the NYPD.
Yep.
A very dear friend of mine who was NYPD.
Yep.
He's retired now.
Hmm.
Was at the front of the hotel that they were having this soiree at, so to speak.
Hmm.
Okay.
And a guy came up and was pacing up and down the block. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with this. Charles Oakley used to own a bunch of car washes in New York City,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Car
right
washes. Okay.
on the West Side Highway.
Hmm.
There was
Yeah.
one.
Interesting.
So the guy was not. He didn't make anybody feel comfortable. Let's just put it that way. This guy was pacing up and down the block. So Oakley was ready to leave, and the guy got confrontation. Said, "You owe me money, MFer, blah blah blah." I'm not gonna
Oh boy.
use vanity. Um, and my buddy Kevin, I won't give his last name because I don't want to put him on blast.
Sure.
Yeah, don't worry about
Um, hey, whoa, what's like what's going on here? Like everything all right? Kind of thing. His partner was a young Latina woman who was under 5 foot.
Okay.
That's not ideal when you're in the middle of a competition with a guy who's 6'9".
it.
Uh,
Yeah, no.
it's not ideal. Like, so they're talking and they're trying to talk the guy down, the guy that's like angry. You owe me money, mother, son of a gun,
Mm-hmm.
the whole nine, whatever. And he's just, Chuck Oakley is just laughing at the guy. And finally, the female detective working with my friend says, "Oh, don't worry, we got your back."
Hmm.
You know what he said to her?
No.
Uh, I've had bowel movements bigger than you.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh
I've
God.
tried to make it as PG as I could, fellas. I tried.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
Ah.
I've
Do you know
had
what? That's such a New York thing to say.
and the only reason I know this story is the same guy who I told you was the cop. We had a conversation. So I've had this. I'll leave, and we'll end the story with this. Um, a lot of Irish people do a thing called I don't even know what they call it specifically. You stop drinking basically on New Year's Eve, and you don't start drinking again until St. Patrick's Day.
Yep.
So you go from January 1st to March 17th.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's like okay. I never went by this, by the way. I don't
Yeah.
understand it, never will. But my friends did this. And the guy who was the guy that was the police officer there that night had done this. Now, you young men are too young to remember, but Black House, do you remember Black House? Or
As in when the city went dark blackout, like
no, the alcohol Black House.
Black House.
No. I've heard of
Wow.
Stacked. Have you ever had it? Have you ever like I introduced you to
That's
Stacked once.
a 1,000 years old right now,
Oh,
by the
this one,
way.
the Black House schnapps.
Yes. So it's a blackberry.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
yes. Blackberry Schnapp. I've yes.
You're
I
making
think
me
I
feel
remember selling it where when I worked at the liquor store. I think I vaguely remember selling this.
making me feel 1,000 years old. All right. So
Okay.
so I remember I was at work one night and the same gentleman I was just mentioning to you came in and told me a story. He lived down the road from the bar I worked in, and he happened to say that he had had a rough night. Right? Okay, fair enough. Shrug it off, whatever. Well, his rough night was a little more than a rough night. He parked on top of like like when you see like the like the shrubbery in front of like a place.
Yeah, parked on
Like
top of. When your rough night begins with parked
no, no,
on top
not
of.
ended with.
Oh God.
No, he like literally part, and then when he woke up in the morning, he woke up to the New York State Troopers at his door, and
Oof.
he was like, What's the story?" He's like, "Did you drive home last night?" He's like, "Yeah, of course I did." He's like, "Well, your part you have is interesting," and it was literally over like a piece of shrubbery. So what it is, they were on a thing. Him and my friends were on this thing called the Black House diet, which is you don't eat anything, you just drink Black House and Coors Light for like 3 months.
Oh, God.
Yeah, imagine how that went. By the way,
Uh,
Talk about getting
I
I don't
hammered.
think you could. I don't think you could remember how that went. I'm
uh,
not sure if you do.
honest with you, I never participated. Not even a little bit. Not
Are
even.
you sure?
Oh, I'm positive. I've done a lot of things in my life. I can sit if you want to sit here and talk about the stupidity. I
I've
in my
seen you drink Foster's on a camera on the internet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, no. I've done plenty of dumb things. No, I never. No,
Oh, I
no,
mean, you were paid to do that, so that wasn't completely stupid.
no. I've done plenty of dumb things, but no, I never did that. No, I've done plenty of dumb stuff. I mean, look,
Mm.
I'm just
No, and you never parked on top of shrubbery after
no, I
drinking
did not.
Foster's on the
I've
internet
done
while
dumb.
getting paid to
I've
do it.
done dumb things. I'm not going to sit here and begrudge anybody. I've done plenty of dumb things, but I never did that. No, that I did not do.
Okay.
You also,
Oh,
after getting drunk, never
God.
sent a photo essay to a reporter.
He's literally, he's like, he's pulling his hair out as he's like, this podcast has gone completely off the rails right now.
Yeah.
It has.
I'll bring it right back on the rails right now if you'd like.
Yes.
I think let's
Let's
do that. Okay.
Yeah, Beast is like, Mouth, what have you done?
No, Mouth, you did nothing wrong. Okay.
anybody else. This is on me.
But going back to the end of the World Cup, obviously, of course, congrats to Mbappe for winning the Golden Boot as part of the ridiculous 6-4 game in the third place game, which honestly was actually the more exciting soccer game than the
With,
championship itself.
without question. Without
10
question.
And
goals
here we thought
in the
Mbappe
third
wasn't going
place
to
game.
play. Maybe we thought Bellingham was going to sit. Maybe Kane was going to not play.
I didn't, you and I had talked about this. I'm like, I don't know what to expect. Like, I really didn't know. And
National pride, apparently.
no, but
They
there were both sides had pride in the match. Like
Yeah.
Deschamps, who was the manager, that was his last match.
Yes.
Thomas Tuchel was under scrutiny. He will probably keep his job. He just signed a new contract. Probably will keep his job. It was strange. It was very weird. I I I didn't see that coming. I 6-4.
It was 4-0 at the end of one
Yeah,
half, and then it
yeah,
went 4-2 in the second half,
yeah. And then it was 4-3. Then it was 5-3. Then it was 5-4. And then
and
it
then
was
6-4.
I think I forget.
Well,
It was
it went back and forth. The point of the matter is it was a back and forth game. And look, for a third place game, you felt like we were rewatching like some kind of an exhibition game or maybe like one of the World Cup games I used to play on the Game Boy Advance, which was like,
thing that's like yeah, like it's
everybody watching on Sunday remembered back what they saw on
no,
Saturday and
not
started to
we
cry,
we
thinking that should have been our championship game. What the hell is this?
and the biggest thing is there's so much historical stuff with that. England and France have hated each other for hundreds of years, and you know, forget about even like the soccer aspect. It's whatever. It,
Yeah.
it's so much deeper than that, but whatever. It's fine. It is what it is. But like it really was deeper than we'll ever know. Like like I remember they said that Jordan Henderson, who was a former Liverpool captain who now plays for Brentford, they said, "Oh, he gave this inspirational speech." I'm like, inspirational speech about what? Like third place? Like, okay.
Well,
Talking with
I
Matt. Yeah, well,
mean,
I mean,
talking with
oh,
Matt.
that's
Just
okay.
real
I mean, but
quick.
like,
I
so
have a quick question. Just gonna get you out of here with this. And then I want to find out about when is the next time we're gonna be bringing you on, and when's the next big events in soccer that we need to have you on for. Does England sing the "It's Coming Home" song for third place? Is there
no,
anything that they take
no,
home
no.
for
Yeah,
that?
they were. I actually have to give England fans credit. They were very um, humble during this whole thing.
mhm.
In 2022, I think it was. Well, no, 2024. When they were in the Euros, they were much more pronounced. I don't think England fans were super confident this go around. I could be wrong, but like I listened to a lot of BBC stuff and everything else. I don't think there was that level of confidence. I could be wrong, but like I think in the past, like when they were either it was 2022 or 2024, they were much more confident. This one kind of felt like, like if somebody like it was crazy because somebody was like, "Oh, the United States could win the World Cup." I'm like, you're the dumbest person I've ever met if you really believe that. Like,
There
no,
was no chance.
no, they're
But
not.
I one more thing. I think what Spain did was show you that, you know what? Even though Belgium only scored one goal against Spain, I
Yeah, but the
Belgium found themselves. They played for real and they kind of turned it on
yeah,
right against the
the
US.
the thing about Spain though is if you like really look at that roster from head to top, from head to toe, I mean, my
Yeah.
apologies.
Yeah.
That's a tremendous team. Now, granted, they don't have like a Harry Kane for England. They don't have um, a Lionel Messi. They don't have that, but they have a midfield that is just ridiculous. It's so good. They're so strong. They're tremendous in terms of possession. They know how to create space. They know how to create link ups with forwards.
Mhm.
If you have Lamine Yamal healthy, which he was finally was by the end of the tournament, and
Yes.
then you had a Nico Williams on the left, him on the Lamine Yamal on the right, with that midfield, Rodri, Gavi, and uh, Pedri, you're looking at one of the best sides you'll ever see.
Without a doubt.
Doesn't even matter who plays down the middle, whether it's Olazabal or Ferran Torres. It doesn't even matter. You have so much strength on the wings. You have so much strength in the midfield. The defense is strong. Unai Simone was great in goal. It was. I mean, look, I didn't really have a great feeling one way or the other about the match on Sunday. My friend texted me at I think it was about 2 o'clock,
Yeah.
and he's like, "I put $200 on Argentina." So I looked at the lineup and I go, "What odds did you get?" And he told me what the odds were. It was 3.5 to 1.
Hmm.
I'm like, that's actually good numbers. I didn't realize how bad Argentina was going to be. They were terrible. They were
Yeah.
just not good at all.
You described it dreadful.
Yeah. Oh, they were just terrible.
Mm.
So I said,
It
well,
happens.
I go, was that at regular time or is that's just overall? He's like, no, it's regular time. I'm like, oh boy,
Yep.
like
Well,
you might be in trouble
well,
because I'm like 90 minutes plus, let's say 7 to 8 extra minutes with stoppage time. I don't know, man. I'm like,
well, it
you
was
might.
tough.
Well,
This game was tough for Argentina, for them to, and they took this loss tough. I mean, their head coach
this is
Scaloni had to exit the news conference crying. It hurts my soul, and even
well,
Enzo Fernandez spoke a little bit a day after the game, and as time goes by, you realize there's something much bigger than just a result. This group's
The,
represented
the
had the team
thing,
in the best possible way. It teaches competing is about winning. It's about giving your all for the jersey and
well,
never giving up.
the thing about Enzo Fernandez too is it's not just about. First of all, his second yellow was just stupid. No offense. I know it was a. I love the tackle. Don't get me wrong. Like I love
Well, that was the only
just
highlight I think for many of us in the whole game was that play.
yeah. But the problem was you're already on the yellow. His first yellow was stupid.
Hmm.
Yelling at the referee. Insubordination is basically what it boils down to. Now, if he doesn't get that, he can blow up that guy and get his first yellow, and that's it. And he'll still stay on the pitch.
Hmm.
Uh, but when you're on a yellow already, you can't take that. You can't do that. It's just dumb. You have to know we're in the 85th minute, whatever it was. I forget what minute it was that he got that second yellow.
Yeah.
You just can't do it, dude.
Yeah.
You got to be
well,
smart.
Well,
he
Like,
did it, and
if
that's why we're lighting this one up. This is Lionel Messi's hopes for
dream.
becoming the best player in the history of
well,
soccer.
He
he's
still is the best. He just okay. He didn't win the cup. He had his cup last year. He didn't win it this year.
he's
He's not
still
Pepe. He's not Pepe.
wait,
He could
which
have been better than Pepe.
You mean
He's
Pele?
not
Don't you
Pepe.
mean Pele?
Pele.
Yeah, you mean Pele.
Pele. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pepe is on the United
I'm
States.
sorry.
Pepe, right?
I started it halfway before the show.
yeah, you think?
Okay, look.
I
Unless Messi decides I'm going to come back in 4 more years to play in the 2030
He's
Cup.
not. He's
no.
not. Is his name Ronaldo?
Ronaldo was
No. Does he have it?
41. He played till
Does he?
41 in the Cup, man.
Okay. Does he have an ego the size of the Goodyear blimp? No.
I don't think Messi comes back. I think that's it.
Well, I have
I
here
I
the oldest player that ever played in the World Cup was Essam El Hadri, the
there's
goalkeeper for Egypt.
there's also a guy from
He was
Japan.
41.5. He played at 45 years old. He played against
It
Set in
was
the 2018.
Japan that maybe not in the World Cup, played in the AFCON. A Japanese guy who was
Well,
like
I'm just reading the names of some of the oldest to ever play in the World Cup, period.
no, just World. No, I'm not talking World Cup.
Oh,
No.
okay,
I
sorry.
think
Yes.
AFCON. I think it was. I
AFCON.
think
All right.
Japanese guy who was like 50. I could be wrong. I will not stand on Bob Dylan's
Oh,
coffee table.
I'm
Uh,
sorry. He could have been better than Pele, but
Yeah.
he's not, and therefore,
El Hadri was also the oldest to play in the AFCON as well, in the Africa Cup of Nations,
no, how old is he
at
then?
45 years old.
Hold on.
Four,
I just want to check something real quick.
yeah.
Give me a
Now,
second.
the oldest outfield player was Elias Dominguez Pelembe of Mozambique, who played at 42.
Japanese player. Hold on. I apologize. Just give me 1 second. There was a
Yeah, keep this
Japanese
up.
player who was, I think, almost 50. I could be
Oh
wrong.
yes, is this Kazuyoshi Miura,
Yeah.
the
How old
oldest
was
50, the oldest goal scorer in J League history at 50 years old?
he? Yeah, 50 years old. I'm like,
Wow.
that isn't like insane. I'm 51. I can barely walk. That guy scored a
Yeah.
goal. Competitive
And
soccer.
he's still playing at
He's playing.
59. He's still playing. He's 60 and still playing for the
Yeah.
J3 League at Fukushima United.
My,
Wow.
I have a hard time getting out of bed in the morning. This guy's out there scoring goals.
They call him King Kazu.
Yeah.
There, yeah. That works. He should be
I
uh
literally have a hard time getting out of bed in the morning. This guy's scoring goals.
Well, look, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. Look how old Ichiro was, and how long he played in the majors, and how long a career
he
he had, and never got
he
hurt. He never
look
got
at
injured.
yeah, just stop talking about LeBron James's longevity. Look at King Kazu. He's got your ass beat.
You
Unless LeBron decides he's gonna play till he's
know,
50.
the craziest thing
Ric Flair
about
wrestled at 70. Ric Flair
oh,
wrestled at 70.
I know.
Woo!
I know it's
Uh,
Hey,
not
look,
quite the
hey,
same,
look,
but
wrestling's a legitimate sport again. Just like in the '80s when the AWA was on ESPN. WWE is on ESPN again.
yes.
Remember our last episode we just described
Yeah.
how
And then, of
ESPN
course, we
paid
already talked about
1.6
Mae Young,
billion dollars and fired
and
everyone.
then we talked about Mae Young a few weeks ago at like all 80 years old getting power bombed through table.
oh my
Yeah.
God. That
So
is
there we.
insane.
I mean, so there you go. Look, congrats to Mayura. Congrats to this man. I would only dream to play as long as he did. I'm just amazed.
That guy, it was so funny when I saw the stat. I was like, wait, how old is this guy? Like, that's
He's
awesome.
he's 59. If I could still talk at 59, I'll be happy.
And you know what's
Um,
insane? He never played in a FIFA World Cup ever.
no, no, yeah,
Never.
yeah. You know what was funny? Like, not funny, but like Japan, um, they were really good this year. I thought they
Yeah.
would do better than
And
they did.
Japan, he was on the Japan team, by the way. He scored 14 goals for them for a qualification to go into the World Cup back in '98. But then
Yeah,
he was left out of the final squad.
yeah. They just timing didn't work, kind of thing. Like,
It's a
and
shame.
you feel for the guy.
It's a shame.
Oh, you know what? Real quick, I was gonna say, like, man, there's been a lot of stuff going on. Did you guys talk about all the ESPN stuff? Or
Yeah, we already have. We talked about
Oh,
that last week.
we
oh,
did.
Yesterday.
That
Yesterday,
was
yeah.
our last episode.
Yes.
Yesterday's episode. You guys should actually check that out.
Yes.
We had a whole hour's worth of investigative reporting. You see, because what we do on this program is instead of going through all of, oh, Ryan Clark got fired because he said something behind the scenes to. No, we actually go and find out what the hell actually happened.
Yes.
And you know what?
I'll this. I have no idea what the hell happened. So you guys, I mean, I know
Well,
what the ramifications were.
the main meat of this was all stemming from the acquisition of the NFL Network.
I
That's what played a very big key in all of this. And then
played
also
Well,
Pat McAfee is due to make 60 million. There was JJ Watt and him kind of went back and forth.
too. Stephen A. Smith's contract is gigantic too, right?
Yeah.
um, none of that. None of that. None of that's the reason. You'll have to listen
Yes.
to to our last episode if you all want to find out. Matt, we'll talk about it off there.
Not a race.
But
If it's not a racial thing,
No.
right? Let's just,
nope.
as an example, Cam Newton, Brian
Oh,
Clark,
Cam Newton was going to be fired no matter what.
Carl
That
Ravitch,
guy is
Carl Ravitch.
that guy is a freaking
Carl Ravitch, I can't understand. I'm conflicted with why he got let go. He was a voice of Sunday Night Baseball forever. Forever.
Um, the girl,
uh,
I'm
you know
sorry.
why, Beast?
I know. I
Uh,
mean,
You know why we went through this?
yes.
no,
I
no,
know.
there was the lady
It
that
all went. It all went. It all went. It all went up the ramp
no,
through a table
I don't I've never known what ESPN does. Like I'm not
in
gonna
the
sit
cage.
now that I have any clue. Like I don't know. Like
Hmm.
genuinely,
Off the top rope.
Yep.
yeah, I don't know. Like
Yeah.
I think he ended up purchasing the NFL stuff is a big deal, obviously. It's gonna cost you a lot of money.
Yeah.
Probably guessing close to $10 billion.
Well, right now, I mean, with the NFL
I'm
network,
guess I don't know. I don't know what the number is
well,
exactly.
I can give you at least a little hint. With the NFL and the WWE with the premium live events, we're about $5.5 billion.
Okay, so
We're about
yeah,
$5.5 billion just from those. And then, of
that's
course, you have the other, again, some of the other little deals that ESPN is tied into as well. They're carrying, remember, they're also carrying DraftKings.
yeah.
They don't have their own sports book, but DraftKings is
Oh, so
under
that's how they
ESPN.
resolved that.
Yeah, ESPN never had they didn't have their own sports book. So that's why but they're tied to DraftKings basically because of a contract with DraftKings. They have a deal with DraftKings.
I can only I trust you guys more. I don't pay
Yeah.
enough attention.
I was looking up this before we came on the air. Yeah. They share an exclusive multi-year partnership to
That's
make
a lot.
DraftKings the official sportsbook and odds provider of ESPN.
So if they're talking about 5.5 billion, we're basically talking about 7 million.
And
So
during this
seven,
year they have a full rollout
some
of it into this year. Yeah.
the $7 billion range. If I had to guess, because
Yeah.
every estimate is usually lower than what it actually like plays
Well,
out to be.
well, the DraftKings partnership only started in December of last year. And
Right.
then and now they're
Whichever
fully and now they're putting more of the DraftKings products throughout their system with a full rollout
Because
this
when
year.
NFL bought, yeah, because when they made the move with NFL, they had to do that because they had their own sports book and they had to start unloading and unleash and
Yeah.
yeah, that's when that
And when
move
you
was
have to
made.
do that, and when you have to pile this money in, you have to cut some loss, you have to cut pieces to make that money work. And
Well, you're gonna have to take a listen to yesterday's episode to
yes,
find all
hear it
that out.
all.
But for right now,
Yeah.
we are gonna have to cut
I have,
this
I have
episode off.
that
It is 1 hour in.
right
Yes.
Our
now.
boys at Digital Market Battles
I have to
are.
listen to this podcast.
Oh yeah, no, you need to go back and hear it all, Matt.
Yep.
We went
No,
into a whole bunch of stuff.
no, I agree with you guys. I
Yeah.
the only one I was really surprised by, and I'll let you guys go with this one. I didn't. I mean, unless it was just a money thing, the Carl Ravage thing really surprised me.
Yeah.
30,
Yeah. 30,
33 years.
33 years.
I
33 years he
just
dedicated to ESPN.
really remember him ever having. See, at least, I mean, look, feel however you want to feel. I know, that Ryan Clark and Cam Newton had moments that the companies are like, wow, this is a little awkward, but whatever. I don't remember Carl Ravage ever having it,
Yeah.
unless there's something I don't remember. Like I just don't remember baseball tonight ever being controversial.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
he was
the
never in any trouble. He never got in trouble with ESPN, but
Oh,
he
I
again,
don't remember anything. I know that like with uh it used to be First Take and now it's what Get Up. Is that the name of the show?
hmm.
Ryan Clark had been a part of Get Up. Is that what they call it with Mike
The
Greenberg?
yeah, the Get Up. Yeah, that's the Get
I
Up
don't watch
edition. Yes.
I don't watch it, so I'm not begrudging it. I don't have ESPN.
Yeah.
I know he said things that some people agreed with, some people didn't. I
Yeah.
don't remember Carl Ravage ever doing
No,
anything that
he didn't. He didn't.
post
And that's why I'm
baseball
saying
tonight. Like, I'm
people
like,
can think whatever they want, but
I'm like, if I'm
listen to
wrong,
that last
I'll
episode,
take.
Yeah.
boys. Listen,
And with
because we have
that,
the real answers. We have the real
so
answers for you.
and
I'll
with
take
that,
it. If I missed a memo, like
yeah. Well,
back in
check it
all,
out. You'll check it out, and you'll see what everything we have to say on that.
But re-listen to when we did the podcast about WFAN. And
Mm-hmm.
Iron Eagle, is there a better human being on earth than that
Oh,
guy?
one of the best.
I
We're
kind
one of the
of
best in the
think
business.
Iron Eagle and
Yeah.
Carl Ravage have a lot in common. Like,
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
never heard anybody say anything negative about either one of them.
No, both of them are amazing
Exactly.
people. They're both
Maybe,
amazing people.
yeah, maybe I'm just naive. I
Yeah.
don't know. So,
Well,
Yeah.
all right,
this is
boys.
it. But anyway, this is the reality
Like
of
I
it.
said, I think it all went off the top rope, John.
Yep.
I think it all
Well,
went off the top rope.
well, with that, we're going to put the signature finishing move on this on this edition of
Wait,
Downtown's.
wait, what would be the finishing move? Figure four, the sharpshooter, Stone
In
Cold.
honor of the World Cup and America, we're gonna give this one a good old fashioned super kick.
There we go.
Come on, I'm going Stone Cold Stunner.
You're going to put a stunner on it. Okay. Maybe we'll put a
I'll,
punt kick on it.
I'll
Maybe we'll
just
put a punt kick on it.
A
I'll just-
super kick into a super kick into a stunner. That's
Yeah,
perfect.
there we
Actually.
go.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll put it on you, John. I'll put it on Mouth because if anybody needs a stunner, it's him.
oh boy.
He's
Well,
half
with
a
that,
Jesus Christ.
with that, that's going to conclude this edition of Downtown Sports. I want to thank Chris DeLarge. I want to thank Tony Mainville. I want to thank our guest, Matt O Boyle, who's been with us throughout the latter end of the World Cup, including the knockout stage and the championship to the championship round. You can listen to Downtown Sports. We're on 24 different platforms. We're on Spotify for Creators, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Castbox, Bullhorn, Podbay, Listen Notes, Podcast Addict, Verbal, Caster.fm, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Audible, Podvine, Podyssey, Odyssey, iHeartRadio, Podchaser, TuneIn, YouTube, and TikTok. Episodes, rants, digital, market, battle, specials every week. We are Downtown Sports, and we are where sports come home.
It's been an honor to cover World Cup with you. It's been an honor to do this series of shows with you, Matt. Thank you for coming on.
Jonathan Perriente, the Beast of the East, saying goodbye and good night.
We're out. Thanks for listening.